Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and today we're doing another pick a card tarot reading. And in today's reading, we are going to dive into this relationship and just see what their current feelings and thoughts and energies are towards you, what your current feelings, thoughts, and energies are towards them, and where this relationship is headed overall. So this is just a really great in-depth reading for any relationship that you find yourself in, specifically romantic relationships, especially if they're new or old. If you're in any sort of dating or committed relationship sort of energy, this is the reading for you. So when you're ready, I want you to say the person's name out loud or set some sort of clear intention for who this reading is for. So you could say something like, universe, what does the overall relationship look like with blank? What do I need to know about this relationship? And once you've done so, take a look at all three of these groups on screen and select whichever one you feel most drawn to. We have group number 1 with the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck and the Rose Calcite. We have group number 2 with the Light Seers deck and Navajo Sandstone. And we have group number 3 with the Egyptian Art Nouveau Tarot with the Rose Quartz. Just select whichever one of these groups you feel most drawn to intuitively, and once you've done so, you can skip ahead to your reading using the timestamps, or you can watch through. While I have you here, I want to remind you guys that my online tarot reading course has been released, so go ahead and get that for yourself. If you are just beginning tarot, or even if you already have your own tarot business, this course will help you. We go over some really in-depth tarot reading advice, and we will get you to a point where you feel extremely confident in your ability to read for even strangers and just say what's on your mind. We'll have you tapping into your mediumship, your psychic abilities, understanding each card meaning, and I even go over how to create a successful spiritual platform or business. So it's all included, and over time, I'll be adding more to the course and you'll have access to that. You'll have access to a community of people who are learning alongside you, and it's learn at your own pace. So that's on my website, spiritpsychic.org. Definitely go check it out. Also, I always offer personal psychic readings for you guys if you want a session one-on-one with me. I also offer shamanic life coaching sessions where you can get an hour-long reading plus a week's worth of daily email correspondence with me if you want to talk about anything under the sun. So go ahead and check those things out. I also have 3 intention oils on my website right now. All of this is on my website, spiritpsychic.org. And I am currently in the middle of posting beautiful blog posts that can act as a quick reference for each and every tarot card. So if you're doing readings for yourself or others and you don't exactly remember what a card means, you can look on my blog and there will be an article for that card, and it'll give you the upright meanings, the reverse meanings, what these cards mean in love readings, career readings, home and personal readings, etc. So go ahead and check all of those things out. And also reminding you guys that I do have a second channel here on YouTube called Spirit Psychic Tarot, where I do weekly, daily, quarterly, monthly, yearly tarot readings for each zodiac sign. So that is just my reminder to you guys of everything that I'm offering here on the internet. Let's begin your reading now. Group number 1, welcome. You selected the Rose Calcite, which is a beautiful stone for increasing romance and emotional connection. So let's just start out by looking into the energies of this shared relationship, shall we? We have many paths coming out in reverse. Also, I got a new camera, guys, so if it's not focusing, let me know in the comment section because my camera broke the other day. It was pretty devastating and I had to grab like an emergency camera, but now I can't see what I'm doing while I film, so that's a little annoying. But anyways, we have the Many Paths card coming out in reverse for you. So clearly one of the biggest issues or things with this relationship is that there are so many ways to proceed forward. It's kind of overwhelming for a lot of you. And what this is saying is that you've outgrown the current energies and situation that you find yourself in life. And you risk sort of losing your way if you keep staying with what you're doing in life. And so for some of you, this relationship maybe has been called into your life to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and restructure your life as a whole. You may feel called through this relationship. This relationship is triggering massive changes within you to really restructure things like what you spend your money on. How are you saving for the future? What are your future plans? There's a sense of maturing here, a sense of, you know what, this is what I want for the next like 15 to 20 years. Some of you may be rethinking things like whether or not you want to have children, what sort of living environment you want to be in, what sort of relationship you want to be in, what do you want your financial and career life to look like. For these past, I want to say like 5 to 10 years, you were on a certain path or in a certain energy of like exploration, especially a certain path of just really getting to know yourself and playing around with life, I want to say. But there's like a sense of maturing coming through this relationship. And now suddenly you find yourself at this present moment at this sort of like precipice where you intuitively feel drawn to taking a brand new path in life. And that can be very scary. So this is saying respond now while the call is still at a gentle whisper. What that means is that the universe is sending you these intuitive nudges to make some sort of big changes when it comes to like restructuring your life. And you want to listen to that intuitive nudge now while the universe is whispering to you, because people who ignore those intuitive nudges, it gets louder and louder and louder until it becomes very, very dramatic. Even though the woods look thick and impenetrable, venture in and let nature guide your steps through the dark until you reach your destination. So essentially this is saying, we know that you are faced with a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainties in this relationship, and everything that you're feeling guided to do with it. However, now is the time to venture forth into that unknown, uncharted territory. Remember, if you do not know where you're going, any path will take you there. Absolutely. So let's see what else we got. I want to see what the energy is in this relationship. We have storm warning in reverse. Oh my. It feels like a lot of you have been struggling with various things in life for many, many years, okay? Money may have been more challenging to come your way. You maybe had to fight for the love and affection of the people around you. Life just felt like a struggle. Like you were really having to claw your way through life tooth and nail to get to what you wanted and where you want to go. And it feels like these difficult times are coming to an end. It feels like life is about to get a lot easier from here on out, and the storm is almost over. However, you find yourself in this relationship with this particular person, and there's obviously a lot of future paths that the two of you can take together or separately or whatever. And you find yourself, at the end of this storm, like the storm is starting to clear up, the clouds are starting to roll away. And it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? How do I move forward? So there's still a lot of loose ends that may need tying up when it comes to both of your old lives. But let's see, we have cornucopia. Yeah, there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of shared loving energies and potential that this relationship has for sure. And then we have all tied up. Yeah. So past restrictions or certain baggage, terms and conditions may apply to this relationship for whatever that reason is. So when I use the word terms and conditions, what does that mean for this connection? Maybe one or both of you have children. Maybe one or both of you are in some sort of contract and you have to stay somewhere, whether that is like a lease or a certain place of employment. There are terms and conditions that come with this relationship, and that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the older that we get, the more baggage people get, the more that comes along with their life. It's not just me. It's also this and this and this and this. So yeah, as you're trying to unfold and discover a new path that works for both of you, there may be just a lot of uncertainties on your mind and on your heart because there's a lot of terms and conditions here. But what we do know with cornucopia is that there is an abundant amount of love that you guys have for each other. So We also have thriving coming through. Yeah. So the two of you have a lot of potential to be something stunning. You have a lot of potential to be something stunning. And I feel like a shared energy here is that you both really, really are tuning into the potential that this relationship has, or the potential that both of you have individually. And it's just a matter of navigating that and getting to a point in life where you are both thriving. You know, you have more than enough money and health and wellness and friends and all of that support system. You know, the day to day will get you there, but let's see. So how I'm structuring this reading is this left side over here is going to be you, and the right side will be your person. However, there will be a select few of you who might feel like it's reversed, and that's fine. Just listen to your intuition. You know, keep in mind this is a group reading, so take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. If none of this resonates for you, then you might want to go back and select another pile, or there just might not be any messages for you in today's video. But I do offer personal readings if that's the case, so you might want to get that. Anyways, you're being represented by the Cobra spirit. Yes, so if you selected group number 1, you're definitely the type of person who, I don't want to call you shy because you don't feel shy. It's just more so you like to sit back and observe all of the details about someone and really analyze all of the future paths available and get really comfortable before you strike. You know, a Cobra really analyzes their environment, what they're working with. And once they strike fast and hard, okay? So right now, you may find yourself in a place in this relationship where your interest is piqued for sure, and you are coming up on a really big decision in this relationship, whether that, for a lot of you, this will be the decision to proceed forward abundantly, like start a life together. And then for a select few of you, I do feel like this is actually ending this relationship, but it depends on who you are and what your situation is. But yeah, you're about to pounce on a new life, like beyond just this relationship, but like completely restructuring your whole life, group number 1. And you are just sort of assessing right now, understanding, you know, how this will unfold for you. Okay. And your person's being represented by the peacock, divine masculine energy, air energy. So you have fire, they're air. So you bring the passion, the warmth, the romance for sure. And they bring the direction, the practical support, the intellect, the conversation. Peacock energy is, and look, I love how it's facing the Cobra. So they definitely have their eyes on you for sure. Wow. But peacock energy is interesting because this is somebody who's trying to show off to you. Like they're wanting to really be their best version for you. And they feel that you really inspire them to learn, to grow, to put their best foot forward. Like there's an extra pep in their step whenever they think about you or whenever you're around, and you inspire them to better their life and get their life, quote unquote, together in order to show up in the best way possible for you. Okay, think about a peacock and all that they do to impress their mates. You know, they put on a tremendous display of dance and color and song and all of that just to impress their mate. So we see that the person that you are with is in their peacock energy, peacocking to you, trying to impress you. And they view you as this Cobra, this person who is just fierce, absolutely fierce, very impressed, and also a little bit scared of you. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm seeing this. It's like this person is either going to be the best thing that has ever happened to me or the worst thing that has ever happened to me, but definitely not anything in between, because that's how strong their feelings are right now. Okay. They view you as somebody who knows what you want and gets it. You're not afraid to go outside of the box in order to get what you want. Just thriving, like very focused, very hardworking, going after what you want. And also, you're somebody who may commandeer quite a lot of attention from other people, but so are they. Okay. You might be two very physically stunning people, like extremely beautiful people, or even if it's just your sense of humor, your personality, the way you show up, you both command a lot of attention, but in different ways. This person physically may really, like, a lot of people may be attracted to them. And then with you, again, it's like an attraction, but it's also like the energy that you carry is intense. Not every day that you meet somebody with your magnitude and energy, and you both command a room in different ways. While you may be a little bit more like a less showy, I guess, maybe a little bit more to yourself, the energy that you have is crazy intense. So I'm just going to shuffle up some tarot and sort of see where you're both at with each other. Where is your energy and thoughts at? Okay, we have the Magician in reverse. Yeah. So you guys, like I said, you're in this place of assessing, what do I want to do here with this person? Where do I want this relationship to go? You're trying to maintain a sense of control in this relationship. Like, for a lot of you, you don't necessarily just want to be a tag along in this person's life, like an afterthought, like, you know, your person has their own home and everything and you just move in, or this person has their own family, their own friends, and you just tag along. You know, you don't want to be that. You want to maintain a sense of control, a sense of independence within this relationship. Like, no, if we're going to live together, it's going to be our home. It's going to be mine equally. We are going to work on this collectively. I don't think you would do very well with someone who really demands to make all the decisions here. Like, you need to maintain that sense of control. With the Magician coming out in reverse, some of you guys may have some anxiety here in this relationship because you don't want to lose the sense of comfortability and control that you currently have in your life. So we already have established, like, your life as you know it is making a really big turn of page, and you're really being called out of your comfort zone to restructure your life at this time. However, what is significant about your current life is that you really are sort of like your own boss, your own person, you know, having your own friends, your own whatever. And it's like, you don't want to just let somebody else be the commander of this train of your life. And it's, you know, how do I put this? You guys are trying to hold on to a sense of control in this relationship, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but let's see what else comes out. Let's see for them, what's some energy on their side. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, and I'm going to say this is in reverse. Okay, this person doesn't know how much they should talk to you. I feel like they just want to talk to you all the time. They just want to message you 24/7. They want to see you every single day. I feel that very strongly, but like, they don't know how much is too much. So you might be at that point in the relationship where they don't want to overwhelm you by moving too quickly. So yeah, they're just trying to feel you out, but you're also trying to feel them out. Let's see. Back to you. What's your energy? Knight of Cups in reverse. Group number 1. I think you're still in this place where you're deciding, like, how far you want to take this relationship and how deeply you want to commit to it. You know, like, do I want to really settle down with this person, have a life with them, or am I more at peace being single, or maybe less enmeshed, maybe more casual? With the Knight of Cups in reverse, there's still, and especially next to the Magician in reverse, there's still some questions here on your side about, like, you know, am I ready to really, really commit to this? Also, another thing here, even if you want to take this to the next level, there could be a fear here that you have of, like, oh, what if this person is just super romantic with everyone like this, but then, later on they switch it up and they no longer want to go on dates or they no longer feel committed. Like, I feel like you're having doubts about the consistency, not doubts, but questions about the consistency in this person's romantic affection towards you, because it feels like it's been pretty consistent, but you just don't know if that's going to keep on keeping on, you don't know how long that's going to last. And so for a lot of you, I feel like this relationship may be on the newer side, because only time will tell in concerns with that of like, okay, but like after, that honeymoon phase wore off, will this person still be here? There's no way for you to tell that until it happens. You know what I mean? And all you can do is trust the consistency that somebody shows you in this here present moment. So if this person is being very consistent with you, reassuring of you, and just wanting to work with you and telling you all the time and showing you through their actions that they're interested, that's just something that you're going to have to build some trust on. So group number 1, you guys may have your own trust issues. And you know what? In the past, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. In the past, you may have had people who really made it seem like they were into you, really romanced you and everything, made it seem like, oh, I want a family, I want to move in, I want to get married, whatever. But then they didn't have the commitment to stick around. So group number 1, you may have dealt with a lot of douchebaggery in the past. And so that's why you're on high alert, just soaking in information in this relationship, because storm warning in reverse, your life has been in a storm. Okay. Like, things were very difficult. Relationships sucked, people who said they were going to commit did not commit, things like that, you've dealt with. And that's why you're sort of on edge right now, or just trying to observe. And here, don't get me wrong, I feel like you have a lot of feelings towards them as well, and you're happy with this connection. It's just more so like, okay, only time will tell. Let me sit back and observe and make sure that this person is who they're saying they are, and actually wanting to commit. And then also, group number 1, what you may not realize is there may be a part of you that is a little bit emotionally unavailable. Okay. Especially if you have a history of dating or befriending emotionally unavailable people, there is a part of you that may also be emotionally unavailable. And that part of you is expressed by chasing after emotionally unavailable individuals. So that may be a part of you that you are trying to put to rest right now. There could also be some concerns you have here, especially if there are like children or other extenuating circumstances involved, like of not wanting to be this inconsistent thing in their lives or in the lives of anyone or anything attached to this person. Like, you're not wanting to show up in an inconsistent way. And so it's like you're not wanting to overcommit to something or someone before you are ready. So it's like you're sitting back, relaxing, enjoying this relationship and observing your feelings, how this is unfolding. And when you feel confident and secure to move forward, that is when you will move forward. You know what I mean? So let's see. Also, if this other person has a history of commitments being broken, like if they're divorced, for example, or had really long-term relationships fail, a part of you may also be sort of hesitant, or even your own. Like if you had a history of like divorce or some big relationship ending like that, you may be hesitant, like, oh, well, what if that happens again? What if blah, 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 blah. Let's hop back over to them though. What are their feelings? Judgment in reverse. So this person may be going through some sort of ending, divorce, separation, breakup, etc. It definitely feels like both of you have connected on a spiritual level, because you are both ending really big chapter. I don't know why. There's a breakup somewhere in here. You're both ending really, really big chapters in your life that you've both outgrown. Does that make sense? And that's why you're connecting at this time. And for them, they're making a big judgment call to leave someone or something in the past. And so they may be tying up those loose ends over there, which may be, making you a little bit like, let's see. Okay, they also have the Two of Swords. Yeah, waiting for the dust to settle. And also, they're holding themselves back, by the way, from fully being as obnoxiously in love with you as they want to be, because they don't want to force you too much out of your comfort zone. They're waiting for you to give them cues that you're ready to elevate the relationship and ascend a little bit faster, or like they're waiting for signs from you that tell them like, okay, I can talk to them more now. It won't be weird. I can pour more energy into this. It won't be weird. Okay, so now I want to ask the question, where is this relationship going? And I pulled a rune, and you have the rune Urus coming out for you. This is the rune of irresistible force. It's represented by the bull and how a bull charges forward with a lot of speed in one direction. So guys, this really clarifies a lot of the energies that's coming up here. It is going to be critically important for the two of you to decide with unwavering certainty what you want to do with each other in this relationship, because this relationship will be moving forward very rapidly. Okay, life circumstances will be moving forward very rapidly, and you guys probably feel this irresistible force towards each other or towards a certain direction. And it's like, these are life-changing energies, you know? So it's like really important for both of you, especially them with Judgment in reverse, you with Magician in reverse, to decide what are we gonna do here, because once the ball starts rolling, it is going to roll, okay? Decide what you want now so that it can come to you now. Where is this relationship headed? We have the Page of Cups in reverse. There needs to be some more conversations about what exactly you want your future to look like with each other. It feels like they are holding back a lot of energies from you because they don't want to scare you off. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, it's not like negative secrets or anything like that. It's like they just really like you. And really just want to show you off to the world, immerse your lives together, really become one. And they sense from you this Cobra energy of sort of being a little bit on edge and observing, and I feel like you both feel this sort of spiritual attraction and chemistry and pull so strongly towards each other. And it's like, I think you both know that once this starts to get going, there's no stopping it. Like there's a feeling here of like, this can be a really fast moving relationship if we cross that line. If we finally step over that threshold of being shy and uncomfortable and just let it all loose. I think you both psychically sort of sense from each other just how strongly and how abundant your feelings are towards each other. There's a sense of meeting each other at the right time, but it's like you need to cross that threshold. Yes, Two of Wands. Yes, you're both sort of wanting to plan a life here together, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you just need to cross that threshold of actually talking about it more in depth, you know what I mean? And like putting pen to paper and proceeding forward. Yes, you both daydream about this a lot. 8 of Swords. Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like this would be different if there wasn't quote unquote terms and conditions, you know, that extra baggage that one or both of you may have, whatever that may be, like extra extenuating circumstances, contracts, children, things like that, like Scorpio energy. There you go. Scorpio energy. One or both of you have here that comes along with this. It's like, you know, if you start a life with somebody, you're also like getting into a life and a relationship with their family and their debts and their traumas and also their blessings and the good things they have going on. You know, it's like you get the whole package. And so there could be terms and conditions to that package that may put mild restrictions on how this is going to develop. And that's what I am saying, like, because there are those terms and conditions, it's like once you make the decision to proceed forward in this relationship, it will move very quickly due to those terms and conditions. And I don't know what that means because I'm not you. Okay, it's kind of like, for example, if you are in a long distance relationship and you make the leap of faith, you know what, we're going to live with each other. Okay, one or both of you are making the huge leap of faith to completely move cities and uproot your entire life. You know, it's like the relationship's going to go from long distance to seeing each other every day. Like, boom, moves very quickly. You know what I mean? So there's something there. And I'm not saying you are long distance. Some of you could be, but it's like there's something here where it's like once you make the decision, like, yes, you're my person, and you move forward, it's going to move forward very, very, very quickly. And that's why it's saying here, like, you, group number 1, decide what you want, and it will come to you. This person, I feel like they're ready to make the decision. Judgment in reverse, they're ready. Ace of Cups. I think there's a very promising future here if you want it. Universe is handing you this, and look at that bottom of the deck energy, Ace of Pentacles. There is so much prosperity in this connection, potential in this connection. I see potential for you guys living together, having a home, property, like long-term commitment, marriage, family together, like whatever you want. I think it's available to you right now. I really think this person's head over heels for you. And it's like, you can literally tell them to kick rocks and they'll go kick rocks. You know, you can tell them to marry you tomorrow, they'll do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're really in their divine masculine. Even if they're a woman, they're in their divine masculine energy right now. And they're just wanting to do whatever it takes to keep you in their orbit, because you give off this very promising, magnetic, like powerful energy that they are irresistibly attracted to. So very, very interesting. And look, behind this Ace of Pentacles, we have the Lovers in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, Emperor in reverse. There could have been some negative relationships here, okay? One or both of you may be going through a separation, divorce, big ending, or it's like this is the first relationship after something like that. And so that's why there's some hesitation here, but it feels really promising. And I feel like both of you almost feel like this is a gift from the universe. This relationship is a gift. Like, how did I get so lucky? You know, feelings are very intense here, very positive as well. And you're just in that normal phase of like figuring things out in the beginning. You know, there's nothing bad here. There's nothing toxic here. I don't really feel anything like that. Just a normal relationship that is very powerful. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Comment how this resonated with you down below. I love reading your stories. Like this video because it helps me out, and subscribe, of course. I think I'm going to keep posting pick a card readings, maybe not at the same frequency as I did before, because it was just too much for me, guys. You know, I was trying to post like 2 to 3 pick a card readings a week, but you know, it's long videos. And to be honest with you, I was just getting a little burnt out because I wasn't seeing like the subscribers or the money that I would have liked to see in return for the work that I do in these readings. So I really appreciate all of you who subscribe, all of you who leave donations to the channel. Oh my gosh, you don't understand how much that helps. You know, it is definitely not free to make this content. I literally just had to buy a $600 camera on a whim the other day because mine broke, but luckily, oh my gosh, you guys are the best. A lot of you left very generous donations towards that, and I cannot thank you enough. So if you want to leave any donation towards the channel, all donations go back into the channel in some way, shape, or form, whether that's through filming equipment that breaks, editing software, new tarot decks, things like that. I just want to pour back into you guys. And of course, you know, getting personal readings, life coaching, buying my tarot course. These things help me out. Y'all literally help me pay my bills. So, and because I can pay my bills, I can make more of these videos full time. So the amount that I pour into you is dependent on the amount that you pour into me. And I'm hoping to have a beautiful reciprocal relationship with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you guys for the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. Let's dive into this relationship. So you guys selected the Navajo Sandstone. Beautiful stone. I love the energy of this stone. It is just so calming and relaxing. It brings a lot of harmony and peace into relationships, and it it is just so classy. Oh my gosh. When I first started working with the Navajo Sandstone, I just wanted to like repaint the whole inside of my house, these like nice earthy tones, create a relaxing environment. So unlike me. Oh my gosh, I love it though. So let's see. You have the eagle spirit coming out as a sort of spiritual theme and representation of where this relationship is at right now. So let's read this invitation from the book for you guys. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Okay, so right off the bat, in this relationship, guys, you may be feeling like you're getting really comfortable with each other, maybe having a strong routine, and you may love that routine. You may love your day-to-day life. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I think it's important if we're in long-term relationships, especially, to continue to go on dates and try to impress each other. And, I feel like a lot of people become unhealthily like codependent upon each other. It's so important to maintain your own lives outside of a relationship. So for example, you have your friends, I have my friends. Sometimes they merge together, sometimes they don't. You have your own goals, I have my own goals. You have your trips and adventures you go on, I have mine, but then there's also shared experiences as well. Okay, so I feel like there could be an imbalance in this relationship where it's one or the other. Either you need a life outside of this person a little bit more, or you both are working on your own thing so much so that you may feel like life has become very routine and the spark maybe has been lost a little bit, but it doesn't feel toxic. This relationship actually feels pretty good. Okay. Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop sheltered from life, counting the regular feedings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? If your answer is the latter, then you must accept Eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. So right now in this relationship, a lot of you guys may feel a calling to do something on your own. Okay, maybe your partner is going back to school. Maybe you want to travel solo more. Maybe you want to pursue a PhD in a different country, which means you're gonna have to live separately from this person, but still be together. Maybe they want to, I don't know, just travel the world in a car or a van, and you're not interested in that, but you're gonna let them go off and do their own thing. There comes times in relationships, healthy relationships, where, especially if it's really long term, where we just crave the freedom of individuality. Okay, like I feel like so many healthy long-term couples go through these periods at times. Somebody may be married for like 40 plus years, and then like maybe a year or two in that marriage, they didn't even live together, or they were just doing their own things separately. You know what I mean? Like just finding themselves. And I mean, nobody really talks about that because I think the way society structures it, it seems like it could be this negative thing, like, oh, they're not obsessed with each other, up each other's butts all the time. And it's like, sometimes you just crave your own sense of personal freedom in life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just crave discovering life again. And I think it's healthy and natural to have a life outside of your partner. And I actually think that that is a surefire way to maintain attraction towards each other. Okay. If something is available to you every single day, sometimes you forget the value that it has in your life. Like if kind of take your health, for example. A lot of us, I think at times in our life, take our health for granted, where it's like you're healthy every day, you wake up, you're full of energy, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like the second you get really, really sick, or in my case, whenever I start throwing up or have a tummy ache, I always like, I was taking my health for granted earlier. I feel miserable now, It's like when something's in our life so consistently, we just naturally take it for granted. And this may be a relationship where I feel like the phrase taking each other for granted is too strong, but it's like, you're just comfortable with each other, and that's fine. And you may be both pulled in different directions right now. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to break up and separate. This could also mean like you just kind of do your own things for now and support each other. I don't know. It'll look different for all of you. But let's see. Okay. We have change. Yeah. Big changes on the horizon that you're both feeling pulled to making. And, you could be spending less time with each other due to these changes, whatever they may be. So let's look at the energy, the shared energy. We have all tied up in reverse. Yes, there's a big sense of like, I just want to be free. I just want to explore and adventure life again. I want to, not have everything be so routine. I want to make some big changes in my life. That sense is just permeating this relationship right now. Indecision in reverse. So there could have been really big decisions made recently that will lead to pretty big changes in this relationship. Okay. Some of you guys may be de-escalating. And I know this is a concept that like is very unheard of in monogamy. De-escalation, which means like you could be living together and then you move out from each other. That doesn't mean you have to break up. Maybe you just both want to live separately, or you could see each other every day. And then it's like, well, you know what? I kind of want to start my own business or go back to school. So maybe we don't see each other every day now. And that doesn't mean automatically that your relationship is doomed to fail. There's this concept called a relationship escalator, where it's like, as time goes on, there's this secret expectation that you're going to grow closer and closer and spend more and more and more time together. But that's not necessarily true. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can totally spend time apart or get closer or move further away from each other, whenever it suits you best. Why do we have this structure embedded into our mind? We don't have to throw away a perfectly good relationship just because we're craving a little bit of change in our life. We have the 4th chakra in reverse with Archangel Raphael. So here's the thing. I feel like because you spent so much time with this person, or for some of you, maybe you're feeling the opposite, where it's like you don't spend enough time with this person. There's too much independence. With the 4th chakra in reverse, it could be feeling like you're just homies. The romance of it, the spark of it may have, I don't know, been dulled a bit. Like you can completely trust this person and love this person, but maybe that little spark of romance or sensuality just isn't really there. And again, I mean, like, yeah, you may be wanting that need to be met in some way, or that need for novelty and change to be met in some way. And you don't have to go out and cheat on your partners to get this. If you're seeking novelty and passion in life, there's a lot you can do. Essentially, that desire is just to bring new energies in your life, and you don't have to cheat in order to do that. You can travel to new places. You can take up new hobbies. You can like meet new friends. The possibilities are endless. Some of you may want to open your relationship up, hopefully ethically, not in a negative way like that. But it just feels like there's this concept of how do we balance independence with our relationship and maintaining the spark. So how we're going to do this reading is we are going to focus on you on the left side and see where you're at in this connection, and then focus on them on the right side and see where they're at in this connection. And there's going to be a select few of you who may feel like it's reversed, where you're on the right side, and that's fine. Just listen to your intuition. Pay attention to how this resonates for you personally, and keep in mind this is a group reading. So if this reading just doesn't resonate, you might want to go back and select another group, or maybe there's just not any videos for you today. Okay. You can go to my channel. There's plenty of pick a card readings there. And also keep in mind, I do offer personal readings. If you want a love reading specifically focusing on this relationship and your specific questions, I can do that. And I'll only be focusing on your energy. So let's dive into it. Okay. You are being represented by the unicorn spirit. And isn't that funny? Because we had a unicorn, or I guess that's not a unicorn because it doesn't have like a little horn, but similar vibes, similar vibes. really fascinating. And you know what? I am wondering, I know most of you watching are not non-monogamous. However, this is a term, unicorn is a term in the world of ethical non-monogamy. So I think that's funny. It's a term for like the third person in three ways. Not to say that resonates with your reading. Maybe that will resonate for like one or two people watching, but I just thought that was funny. But yeah, so your energy is very much the one that's just sort of feeling drawn in this direction of exploration, in this direction of, I don't know, like just seeking novelty and new experiences, both as an individual, but also in this relationship. You know, some of you may be craving, like, I don't know. Is it weird that I feel for some of you watching that you may have like desires to incorporate other people into your sex lives? Like not all of you, I get it. The people who are going to be triggered are going to be so triggered in the comments. But for some of you, like just having that sort of novelty, just to switch things up, like, or bring new energies in, I don't know. Some of you may be considering that. But if you're not considering that, you know, some of you may be having questions about the relationship itself, like, well, that passion, it's not really there. Like, how do I regain that? Or is this like destined to fail? You know? And they're being represented by the elk spirit. So actually similar vibes. Similar vibes. I mean, they're both, you know, these mammal type spirits with horns growing out of their head. So yeah, I think you guys are really similar. You're given similar vibes, similar energies, like two peas in a pod, speaking the same language, finishing each other's sentences, being very used to each other. But again, it's like that novelty, that newness, maybe something that you crave. I don't want to be tied up. I want to be free. Some of you may be craving the single life or something akin to that. And what I would say to you guys is that you don't have to necessarily end relationships if you have these cravings. Talk to your partner about these feelings that you're having and try to come up with some solutions. You may be shocked at the solutions you come up with. You may be shocked at the changes that can take place in your relationships. A lot can change in a short amount of time. And if you guys have a pretty healthy and solid way of communicating and relating to each other, there is no subject that is unsafe to talk about, okay? So keep that in mind. If you are desiring something more, communicate that to this person. I think they will be on the same page. Also, another thing interesting that I'm seeing here is that you're sort of facing this way and they're following you, you know? So I really think that if you select group number 2, you're the one that kind of takes the lead in this relationship more often than not. And again, it's like if you want something different here, if you want to change, I think this person will actually surprise you with how on board they are with these, you know, quote unquote crazy things and ideas that you have in mind. It's not that crazy, you know. I just feel like a lot of people lack examples of successful relationships working in a non-traditional sort of way. So for example, like if you're married and living with this person and you just have this desire for some reason to live abroad for like 6 months on your own, you may be like, well, I gotta end the relationship, but you never know. Talk to this person about it. Maybe they'll enjoy that. Maybe it will be nice for you guys to like, you know, practice living on your own again and miss each other a little bit. Maybe that revitalizes your relationship. You never know until you talk about it. Okay, so let's see where you're at here. Group number 2. And I mean, yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. There could be a fear here of being misunderstood. You know, your viewpoint not being heard. And it's like, you just don't want to be tied down, beaten down by life anymore. You know, your routine is becoming violent to your mental health. You're just craving freedom, I think. And again, if this does not resonate with any of you, Select another group. It's not for you if it doesn't resonate. 9 of Wands in reverse. There's a fear here of communicating, especially with the 5 of Wands reversed right next to that. You're having a fear of communicating certain things that are on your mind because you don't want to lose this relationship. And in fact, a lot of you may feel like, I don't know what I would do without this person. So I want to bring up a scary subject or a scary change that I'm thinking about in this relationship, but I don't want them to break up with me just for bringing it up. That's not going to happen. They are not going to break up with you or separate or leave you for speaking your mind and coming up with new ideas of things you can do together or separately. You know, you don't need to be fearful at all. Okay. Let's see. Group number 1. Where are you at? We have the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, guys, you need to communicate with this person. You need to tell them what's on your mind. It's not going to resolve itself until you speak up. Let's see where they're at in this relationship. I think they're following your lead. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, they would actually really like a change of pace in this connection. I think they're not giving me like idea person energy. This is somebody who, it's not that they can't think for themselves. They're just not good at coming up with ideas and things. I feel like you're the creative one here. So it's like they're a good supporting person for your ideas. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, 2 pages when one comes out in reverse and one's upright. Well, technically we have 3. Can show some tensions in a relationship. So, and then we have the Fool coming out. Yeah, I think a brand new independent start, some novelty in this relationship will do wonders for both of you. Honestly, like there is a change that just wants and needs to happen here. A change of pace, you know, the routine of the connection is just worn down a bit, I think. And I feel like your person will be very open and embracing of like some sort of new lifestyle or start that you may suggest, and just sort of like, I don't know, diving headfirst, totally trust falling into you and, you know, how things can potentially unfold. Okay, so now I want to dive into where this connection is going. The rune that came out for you is called Perthro, and it's coming out in this inverted position. This is the rune of chance. And so when it's inverted, you know, there could be some doubts here about the long-term success in this connection, in this relationship. I feel with the 5 of Wands, the Page of Swords in reverse, these 2 pages, one being in reverse here, there could be some communication problems or I don't know. There's a sense here of just wanting to be free, unrestricted. There's a sense of, you know, just wanting to be in a loving relationship, a very romantic one, with the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, coming out in reverse here. If you're into mediumship and talking to spirits, you can ask Archangel Raphael for some assistance in this relationship. Ask that angel to show you the best future path of this relationship and turn you into somebody who can really trust and see that path, even if it is not necessarily the path that you wanted, or even if it is the path that you wanted, you being able to trust and see what the best outcome is here for you. So actually, let's actually ask Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael, what is the future path of this connection, of group number 4? What does the future path look like? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. And that's so funny because the unicorn does give off like airy vibes, and then this elk over here does give off King of Pentacles earthy vibes. But you're both kings and queens here, and I just feel like you're 2 independent people who are exploring your own lives as individuals. But let's see, will you do that together in the same sense, like doing your own things? Judgment in reverse. There may be a decision that is made here to not really, well, not push your luck in any way, especially with pair throw coming out in reverse here. Let's see. Ace of Pentacles. Strange combination. I want to see what else comes out. Okay. Two of Pentacles. I like the natural progression. We have the King of Cups in reverse, and we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Wow. I am wondering if some of you who select group number 2 feel like this is headed in a more platonic direction. I don't know why. Like it just, or you feel like this relationship is very platonic. But here's the thing, like there's tons of love here. I think you really like this person. They really like you. You respect each other. But you just may feel like you're just more friends, you know, than anything else. You know, the romance may have stopped, or maybe it was never really there in the first place. Maybe this person or you are like asexual, aromantic. Maybe there's just, I don't know, life has sort of gotten routine and things have over time become more like roommates or friendly or something like that. So there could be a decision that's made here to just embrace that part of you. And that part of your connection, and continue to nourish that part of your connection while making the judgment call to maybe let go of the more romantic side of your connection. That could be an option for some of you. I definitely feel like you're both happy though. Like there's zero hard feelings here about things. It's just, you know, there could be a decision that's made to create more space in each other's lives for someone who may be a little bit more romantically compatible to enter into both of your lives, because you're king and queen energy, like you're both in your divine energy, but it looks so different. You know, there's the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. They rule over completely different kingdoms. They're both healthy. They're both mature. Their foundation of communication and how to have a relationship is strong. Like all of the skill sets are there for a good friendship or relationship to work out. And you guys do have a lot of similarities as well, probably from just spending so much time with each other. However, it's like you are rulers of these different kingdoms, like completely different areas of life. And it's almost like, I don't know, like you're both kings and queens, which is similar job, similar position, similar energy, but it's like of two different worlds, you know, completely different realities you guys are living in, but together. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying or thinking or feeling right now. It's like you guys are compatible in a lot of ways. You both know how to have a healthy relationship. But on the other hand, there could be other ways in which you might not be compatible. You may seek more novelty, more romance, more, passion and excitement. And they may be more like down to earth, grounded, consistent, I guess. So I feel what's coming in this relationship is a new beginning for sure with the Ace of Pentacles. And it's actually one that you're going to be very, very pleased with, very, very happy with. But a lot of you may decide to de-escalate this relationship in some way. However, as we mentioned, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. That doesn't have to be a traumatic thing. You know, I feel like you're going to decide to keep your connection to each other, but you're just going to change it and make it one that offers what both of you may want. So I hope that makes sense. And I actually feel like you're good for each other, great friends. You balance each other out. There's a lot of practical support in this connection, like you're good partners for sure. And so you may continue to do so and be that for each other, but you may consciously make the decision together to somehow change this connection. Okay. I feel like for some of you, as we said, it could involve a de-escalation of some sort, but it's not a bad thing. Okay. So let me know how this resonated with you down below. If it didn't resonate, that's fine. You can pick another group or get a personal reading. Personal readings, you're allowed to give me as much backstory or questions as you want. So link to that is in the description, spiritpsychic.org, along with everything else I offer. And yeah, make sure you like this video, subscribe. I just want to give a massive shout out to anybody who's left a donation. Oh my gosh, my camera broke. I had to buy a new one spontaneously. And a lot of you were very generous in supporting me through that and left some very generous tips and donations. So I am so grateful for all of you who do that and who support my business. You guys are literally the reason I am able to continue doing these videos for you for free, because it's reciprocal. You guys help give to me and I help give to you. It's just beautiful. I love life. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. You selected the rose quartz, which is a beautiful stone for romance and opening up emotionally, having more empathy, deep conversations, things of that nature. Very beautiful. So you have the Sweat Lodge coming out in reverse as your overall spiritual theme and message for this relationship at large right now. So let's read about what that means. Life is offering you a second chance. Take it, since this chance may not come your way again for a while. So in this relationship, there could be some sort of offering, some sort of new beginning that is popping up for you right now, and you may be really seriously mulling it over and deciding what you want to do with that. So yeah, the universe is kind of giving you the green light here to move forward, but let's see. Mother Earth is calling you into her womb and inviting you to incubate as long as you need for a spiritual rebirth. Gift yourself time to be with your darkness, your fears, your pain, and your seeds of beautiful potential until you come out the other side free, wise, and full of creativity. So it definitely feels like there's a lot of reflection going on with you right now, because there could be a lot of potential in this relationship or change in this relationship that's wanting to take place. But let's get some more information. Let's view the energy of this connection. We have patience coming out upright. I feel like this person, I'm just kind of getting vibes here. This person may be very patient with you when it comes to deciding what you want to do long term in this relationship. And this connection could have been a long time coming. Like, you guys could have met a while ago and I don't know, different circumstances maybe had to happen before you can really come together. So really interesting. We have contract in reverse. I don't know why. I'm kind of getting the vibe here. I know this is going to get really specific, so if it doesn't resonate, don't force it to resonate. It just might not be your message. But I'm getting the vibe here that there may be an opportunity that's here for a limited time. So for example, this person or you may be moving because maybe your lease or something is up and you're looking for a new place to stay. And it's like this opportunity to potentially like live with each other or move somewhere new entirely, like a new country. Like if you already live together, there may be an opportunity here to take something new on in life, a new place to live, a new career. There just feels to be some sort of second chance, some sort of opportunity in life because some big ending or obligation is coming to a close and a new one is opening up. So that's really fascinating. Wow, we have action coming out. Yes, there's a lot of cards here saying take action now on what you want to do because, you may not have the opportunity later on. We have journey. So there could be some moving, some traveling together, or like some distance here right now. If there are any potential trips that you could be taking with this person, I would say go for it if you feel like it. The time is now to act, though, because this particular set of circumstances you find yourself in with this person, it's not going to be here forever. And I don't know what these circumstances are because all of you are so different, but this opportunity will not be here forever. It's important to take action in the present moment on this before the opportunity has passed, essentially. Really fascinating. Okay, so I definitely want to dive a little bit deeper into this. We're going to pull a card for you. Oh, there it is. And a card for them. So you'll be on the left-hand side here. For a select few of you, you might feel like you're the right-sided person, and that's fine. Just listen to your intuition no matter who you are. You know, this is a group reading at the end of the day. So pay attention to what resonates. If something doesn't resonate, it's not for you. And if nothing resonates, you know, this just might not be your reading. You know, go back and select another group, or you can go on over to my website and get a personal reading and ask about this specific relationship. But let's see. So you guys are being represented by the Black Egg, which is a card, a spirit that wants to get to the truth of a situation, of a circumstances. Like, what are we? What are we doing here? What are your intentions with me? What are my intentions with you? Are you hiding anything from me? Are you telling me all of your feelings towards me? You know, I think you're somebody who really, really values honesty above all else. Like, if I can be honest with you and you can be honest with me about everything, about all of our feelings, then there's really no reason to have issues in the relationship. And you're trying to get to the truth, the heart of the matter. For a while, you guys may have been incubating in this space in your life where maybe you were just staying single for a long time, or you were just focusing on yourself, or just overall resting and relaxing for a little bit in life, like just taking a breather in life. And life itself is giving you some sort of second chance at love or at something exciting. It feels like life is presenting an opportunity to you right now, group number 3, and you are currently at the precipice of deciding what to do with that. Let's see. They're being represented by the Otter Spirit. Okay. Very loving energy, very playful energy, silly person here. Otters are very cuddly and cute and relationship oriented for sure. It's a water animal. They clearly have feelings for you, I think. And it did come out in reverse initially. So I feel like this person's emotions are pretty strong. And there could be dynamics that are changing in their life. The energy just feels to be moving in both of your lives. And so they're trying to figure out, what does my future look like? Where am I going to live? Where am I going to work? What am I going to do? You know, trying to just take action on the things that they want to take action on. And I feel this energy from you, or even from them as well, maybe from both of you, of like, okay, well, enough time has passed. What are we doing here? What are we? Like, what does the future look like? The time is now. I'm ready to get to the meat and potatoes of this relationship and see what's in store for both of us. With the sweat lodge in reverse, with the contract in reverse, I feel for a surprising amount of you, this may actually be a connection that has a history. Okay, not for all of you. So if this doesn't resonate with you, just hang tight for a second. But for some of you guys watching, you may have dated this person or been in a relationship with them in the past, and then there was some time and space where you weren't together for whatever reason. Okay, and then you may have been provided the opportunity currently to reconnect. And it's like, okay, well, what are we doing here? And, you know, you guys may have even gone on a trip together or something like that really solidified your feelings for each other. But it's like, okay, what are we doing? There's this second chance at life. There's a second chance at love. And, I don't know why things might have ended previously if they did, but I feel like you're both understanding of each other's journeys, and life had to do some things in the meantime for both of you in order for this second opportunity to be presented. And if it's not your like second time meeting this person or your second chance at love with this person, for some of you, this could be like you have a past life with this person that maybe you didn't get to take action on due to whatever reason that may have been. And, you agreed to meet in this lifetime and try again, which is very beautiful. It's like, your meeting this time around is fulfilling some sort of karmic agreement and soul contract that one or both of you made. Like, we'll meet again. This isn't our last meeting. We'll see how things go this time around. So let's pull some tarot. I'm going to be pulling tarot for both of you, seeing what your thoughts, energies, feelings, emotions are. So let's start with you. How do you feel about this relationship? How do you feel towards them? We have the King of Swords. There's attraction here, I think. There's attraction for sure. You may view them as very physically stunning. Okay, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Interesting. So there was definitely a history here, an ending of some sort, a separation of some sort. Contract in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse. Wow. But there's no hard feelings. You got over it. Whatever you were dealing with emotionally when you guys were separated or went your separate ways, you're over it. You've completed the karmic lessons there. So there's no grudges towards the past, no resentments here. And I think you're ready for a fresh new chapter. But the question is like, okay, well, will we have this fresh new chapter with this specific person? Is this something that we're going to pursue? I am attracted to them. They are capable and intelligent and good at communicating and all of that. You're just wanting to communicate. You're just wanting to understand the depth and truth of their feelings and where they're at. We have the Six of Pentacles. You're wanting a reciprocal, beautiful connection and an equal give and take. Wanting something that's just overflowing, I think. Let's see their feelings, thoughts and feelings towards this relationship, towards you. Oh, King of Cups. Yes, they feel for you very deeply. Lots of water energy over here. They may be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They don't have to be, though. Wow. They feel very deeply towards you. A lot of love. No resentment as well. Psychic, spiritual sort of connection to you. This person may be more emotional than you. Four of Wands. This person, I think, wants marriage with you. I think they want something long-term. That's my marriage card in love readings. Yes, wanting to celebrate some big thing. If you're at a distance from this person, they're wanting to move in together. Okay? They're wanting to take a trip together, solidify the relationship, move in together. Something like that. Where are we at? This is the question that keeps coming up. What are we? Where are we? What are we doing here? Let's see. Their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You're both very patient with each other. Knight of Wands, kind of in reverse here. I wonder if, like, this person, it's interesting. It's like they may be going back and forth on what they want to do, or in the past, they may have had some commitment issues. They could have been somebody who has, like, a history of, I don't know, maybe being, I don't want to say, like, a player, but, like, maybe just not, like, panicking. They may have a history of panicking when relationships start to get serious, and I'm wondering if that may be has contributed to this initial separation, whether it was in this lifetime or a past lifetime. And it feels like the universe is sort of almost offering them a second chance at you. You may be offering them a second chance at you as well, because you may have gotten over, what they did in the past. This person may have had some issues controlling lust as well towards you in the past for some of you. Just like, how do I even put that? Like, maybe they let their lust towards you sort of blind them in a sense, or get in the way of like, oh, instead of resolving an issue or having a nice time together, like, I don't know, just constantly bringing it back to that. This feels like past energy though. Past energy that you feel like you're over. I feel like you may be in this perspective of like if they can show up in a mature way, like I'd be open to it. But I'm not going to be like naive about it either, like I'm protected. You're the black egg. The energy of black is shadows, it's protection. I will reveal my heart when you show me that you're somebody who's capable of keeping it safe and protected, really, really fascinating. So, for example, this person may be at a distance and they may be traveling to your town or visiting or something. And then maybe they or you want to catch up, and it's like life may be offering a second chance here. But who knows if y'all are going to take it. Okay, so also the courage card fell on the ground earlier, and I wanted to pull it out for you guys because it did pop out for you technically. So I definitely feel like it's going to take some courage for this person to step up and like return back or like accept this second chance. But anyways, we're gonna move on, and the rune that came out for you is called Berkana, and this is a rune that's coming out when we ask the question, where is this relationship headed? And Berkana is the rune of birth. So think of like how like new baby energy. It's a huge new thing, a massive blessing in your life, but it requires a massive commitment. Like you have to nurture it and keep it safe and build trust and really pour a lot of energy into it in order for it to work out. So the fact that that's coming out here, it's like if this relationship is going to take off, it's going to require a lot of energy. Like you both are going to have to like really build trust with each other and, assure each other, reassure each other, be very clear with your intentions, open with your emotions, and treat it like a new baby, treat it like a new beautiful new relationship that is worthy of just pouring your heart and soul into it. That's the only way this relationship is really going to work out for you guys, especially given that there's some past energies here, even if it's past life, that trust is needing to be built. Okay, we have the Four of Swords. See, this is y'all taking a break away from each other, taking time away from each other, and it feels like you both needed some time and space to be single kind of, and like focus on yourself and sort of like heal your own hearts, connect with your own self. So this separation was sacred and it helped both of you do that. Let's see. We have the Hermit. Yeah, big cards of separation here, taking time alone, taking time away from each other here. It was very necessary. It was within divine timing that this happened. It was all part of the plan. We have the Six of Swords. So again, some sort of adventure, journey, travel, long distance, wanting to take things to a healthier level. You guys needed space. You needed distance. You needed to sort of spend time on your own to discover what it was that you wanted. Four of Cups. But yeah, that sense of like dissatisfaction and not being fulfilled may have, penetrated either this person or both of you, where it's like, life offered you a whole cup here of rainbows and sunshine and fun, and you chose not to take it. You chose to, stay stuck in the same old boring reality. Not you, them, probably. Could be either of you. It's like somebody rejected this here. The universe offered this relationship to one or both of you on a silver platter, and it was rejected. in the past, and that was painful. That was hard. Seven of Cups in reverse. It's because there's just so many options presented to this person or both of you, and so many potential future paths. It was sort of like analysis paralysis. Well, I just won't make any decision. I just won't reach out. I just won't. And then the universe is offering a second chance here to most likely this person, or the both of you. And again, it's like, are we going to get stuck in this analysis paralysis, non-committal energy? And by non-committal, I don't mean that this person's a cheater by any means, but it's more so like, they panic when life finally gives them what they want, and then they self-sabotage. Sometimes people are like that High Priestess in reverse, not listening to the intuition. We have the Two of Swords, not making a decision. Okay, I have some fears that, the same thing will happen again if this person did not take you up on the second chance yet. Like if you guys have the opportunity to reconnect at this time and they are hesitating or they don't want to start something new with you again, I don't think this is going to go off the ground, because that means they didn't learn their lesson. If they learn their lesson, that's the only way this relationship will work out. The Star, yeah, it's funny because it's like they're extremely attracted to you. Like you're literally a manifestation for them, something they always ask the universe for. Also, there's a sense of being spiritually connected to you. There's a sense of knowing each other in the 5D, and you may even have very telepathic, like spiritual energies being swapped between you two all of the time, and they really, really feel that. But yeah, you know what? Some people are so not used to receiving from the universe, from the world, and some people are emotionally unavailable and they reject everything they asked for in life the moment it arises. And you know what? We can point the fingers, we can blame, but you never know if this is you when you're living it. You never think that that's what you're doing, and you don't realize it until you see it from a completely different perspective. There's been years in my own life where I always viewed myself as this emotionally open person, but there's been several relationships and opportunities I had in my life that I rejected simply because I was too attached to the reality of working too hard for, emotionally unavailable people or opportunities, So it's like life handed me a gift, a blessing, and I accidentally rejected it and self-sabotaged it. Now, this isn't my reading. This is your reading. So one or both of you may have self-sabotaged this in the past and rejected the connection, even though it was kind of giving you everything you wanted. And it feels like life in some way, shape, or form is giving this a second chance. It's like, okay, did you learn your lesson yet? Like, is this something you want to accept now? But the thing is, I don't think there will be a third chance, with this particular person, whether it's them who's getting the chance or you who's getting the chance to make something out of this. I feel like this is it. And it's like, take it or leave it. You know what I mean? So if you find that this person is leaving it, they're not pursuing it, well, then it's time to move on. If they are taking it and they're trying their best, then Barkana, this is going to be something beautiful. So it's kind of a mixed bag for how this will turn out for everyone. I definitely feel, especially with Two of Swords, there's some decisions that need to be made here. So we can't get a very, very clear answer on exactly how this will unfold just yet. But I mean, maybe further down the line, or if you guys, again, like I said, want to get a personal reading with me one-on-one, I can dive into your specific relationship with this person. But in the meantime, enjoy, enjoy this person, enjoy, wherever this may go. And like this video, comment how it resonated down below, subscribe if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, link to that's in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, spiritual life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course. So check those things out. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.